My name is Bob Peterson. I'm the chairman and CEO of Carter, and our company specializes in developing and investing in real estate in urban areas and walkable communities. And we are incredibly excited about what we have here with this new 362 unit high-rise luxury apartment building. You know, we have been working, the Carter team has been working to get to this day for 3 years now. And by the time this thing is leased up, I hope, completed, it'll be another close to 3 years. So it's just an incredible effort. Many in this room have worked with us for most of that time, and we're incredibly thankful to you for doing that. I think the main point I want to make before I turn this over to Cal Brock, who's really been our the lead man on this project for this entire 3-year period and going forward, is we are often in urban areas like this where it takes tremendous cooperation with people that are the leaders of the community, the city council, the mayor's office, some of those people that 10% we all know about that are always trying to stop whatever you're trying to do, no matter what. And often we come to some great opportunities, and we have to, we just can never get there. So because instead of 3 years, it may take 10. I want to tell you, and hopefully some of you know this, the leadership in this city in terms of understanding what needs to be done to revitalize an area like that is second to none. And we deal with it all the time. And so that's most of you in this room. So we thank you for that. We're incredibly grateful. We are really excited. This is a big, big deal. This is $100 million building. And so with that, and that thank you to mayor, city council members, and everybody else who's active in this community. It's a cool thing you got going here, and it's unique, I'll tell you. So keep it up, please. Cal.
Thanks, Bob. Good morning. I'm Kyle Brock. I'm Senior Vice President of Development at Carter. And as Bob mentioned, I've been living and breathing this project for the past 3 years. In that 3 years, we've certainly met a lot of great people without whom this project would not have been possible. And I'd like to recognize all those people today and thank them. First of all, I'd like to thank Bob Peterson, our Chairman and CEO, and Scott Taylor, our President at Carter, for their leadership and vision in allowing a great project like this to happen. Also at Carter, I'd like to thank our Chief Development Officer, Connor McNally, who couldn't be here today, but he's been instrumental, and many of you have met with and know him. And also T.P. Bullock, who is our design and construction lead on this project. And for today's event, Corey Conklin, Kim James, and Burgoyne Fight all pitched in and pulled together a great event and ordered some great weather for us, so thanks, guys. So in envisioning this project, we wanted to really build an iconic building, and so we hired a great architect team at Rule, Joy, Trammell and Rubio, and I'd like to thank those guys, Dan Joy, Rob Rule, John Morgan, Nelson Ruiz, and Danielle Jacobowski for their hard work the past really 2 years in designing what I think is a great looking building and will provide great amenities for its residents and for the neighborhood. From a technical design perspective, we had another great team of experts, including Rafael Machado from Elwin Machado, our structural engineer, Jay Chen and Bob Hughes from Nova Engineering, John LaPointe and Clay Watkins from Bowler Engineering, Ross Bush from Jordan Scala, Paul Jones from Cardno, and Stephanie Smith from Vignette Interior Design. projects like this can't really happen unless you can navigate the legal framework. And I'd like to thank Steve Gardner and Truett Gardner, who helped with a lot of local ordinances and legal work, and also Gwen Lisboa, their paralegal, who actually I think does all the work. Also from Sutherland and Asbill, Jim Jordan and Ellen Smith, who helped us with the capital. You know, a project like this also is a huge undertaking from a construction perspective, and we'd like to thank our friends at DPR Construction, who worked tirelessly to bring the project in on budget. They have a really big job for the next 18 months to get this done, and I'm using 18 months optimistically. And so I'd like to recognize Andrew Black, Dave Elrod, Ed Land, and Bill Knight for the work that they've put in thus far, and for the many months of hard work that they'll continue to pursue. So in addition to design and construction, you know, and the commitment from the city and from us at Carter, it also takes vision and commitment from our capital partners. And I'd like to thank our friends at Atlantic American Opportunities Fund for their commitment to Tampa. They've financed and invested in many projects here, including this one. So thank you to Robert Morea, Gar Lippincott, Brad Snyder, Joanne Covington, and Eric Duffy. And then also, I'd like to thank our lender at Pacific Coast Capital Partners, Brian Thornton, Kevin Chen, and Rob Stouffer, and also at Capital Source, George Laura. As Bob mentioned, the City of Tampa has been very supportive throughout the development process, and there are too many people at the city for me to name without missing someone. So I'd like to thank everyone in the planning and building departments for making themselves available and to guide us through what has been a very easy and relatively painless process to get us here, especially compared to other places. Bob was not exaggerating that Tampa has really opened its arms and welcomed us and welcomed our project, and we really appreciate that. And so with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Buckhorn, and thank you.
Kyle and Bob, thank you for those kind words, but more importantly, thank you for believing in Tampa. We have a number of our city council members here today. Councilmember Harry Cohen, Councilmember Mike Suarez, Councilmember Guido Maniscalco, Councilmember Lisa Monteleone, and a special guest, our property appraiser, Bob Enriquez. Make sure you appraise this very high. Yeah. Now that's why he sat right behind you, to make.
Bob was rounding up.
Yeah, rounding up. We love when he rounds up, because that, you know, we need that tax revenue. Could all of our staff at the city stand up? All of you guys that have been a part of this. Under the leadership of Bob McDonough, I think you're absolutely right, Bob. We strive to be the most competitive city in the country. And we understand that in order to do that, we've got to clear the regulatory process to make it easier for you guys to do business, because time is money, and we want you up and we want you out of the ground as quickly as we possibly can. 18 months, I want it done in 18 months. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Because I only have 1,145 days left as the mayor, so every day that goes by is important to me, Kyle, because I'll be hanging out here in front of this place in about 3 years. But more importantly, to all of you, thank you for being here. This is a great day for us. Those of us that have been around Tampa for a long time have waited decades to see the transformation of the North Franklin Street area. We have pushed, we have prodded, we have encouraged, we have bribed, so to speak, to make something happen here. And we knew that it always would. We knew that when the time was right, when the economy was right, when the demand was right, that this would take off, and this would be the kind of neighborhood that cities all over America are striving for. A place where 18 hours a day you can live, work, and play, where you can walk to work, you can walk to restaurants, you can walk to entertainment, you can walk to the Riverwalk, And you guys are now part of what is an amazing transformation of what I think will become one of the most exciting cities in America. I would remind you that not that long ago, and I remember it because it was 2001, 2002, there were 600 people that lived in downtown Tampa, and 300 of them lived in the Morgan Street jail. And look at us now. Look at what this city has become. From the depths of that recession, we got up off our knees and we set out to make sure that we lived up to that potential that we all knew that we had. And we have become that city that we had always hoped we would be. But it wouldn't have happened without investors like you, without folks in this community who believed and understood that they don't know what the word quit means. And so we never quit. We rose from the ashes, and we have now become, as Money Magazine has said, the best place in the Southeast United States, and we are damn proud of that. But we are not satisfied. I promise you this, 5 years from now, you will not recognize this place. This block will be done, that block will be done, that block will be done, and that block will be done. And the North Franklin area will be a continuation of what is starting in Channelside and moving all the way up to Tampa Heights, with the river as the center of everything we do, and the development leaping the Hillsborough River to start on the west side of the river as well. This will be that city in America that everyone talks about. We're the best and the brightest want to be. So I'm glad you are here. You timed it perfectly. When you're done with this, I need another one. So start looking, Mr. Peterson, start looking. Because I can promise you an investment in Tampa, Florida is going to pay dividends for decades to come. You will do well with this building. We will do well by you, and our city will be that place in America that everybody wants to be a part of. Thanks. Let's go move some dirt and let's get to work.
1, 2, 3. That was weak. There we go.